Hiya! Howdy, welcome back, Ratlings. I'm Paranoid Rat, and I'll be your tour guide for today. So please keep all arms and rat tails inside the vehicle at all times. Once again, I've been really burnt out with art lately and uninspired and really feeling the pressure to be creative, so therefore was not being creative. Hence a lot of my videos being a bit less arty than usual. But we are back, so sit your rat asses down and let's draw. So, over on my Ratling Discord server, yes, we have a Discord server, link is in the description. One of my mutuals at Karmaberry, go follow them on Instagram, suggested I draw characters from The Nightmare Before Christmas in my style. Is it spring where I am and very not spooky season at all? Yes. Do I care? Not at all. We are drawing spooky guys and I don't care what anybody says. Naturally, first up has to be Jack Skellington. I was unsure if I wanted to make this video like just a redraw video, or like a full redesign situation. But honestly, I had no idea how to even redesign the perfection that is Jack's design. So I'm just saying this video is just how I would go about turning these characters into my style, and how I would draw them if they were my characters, I suppose. So it is an in-between sort of thing. I don't know, I don't want to put a word on it, we're just moving on. I started by collecting lots of references, pictures from the movie, other people's fan art, and designs, and included a picture of Jack the Pumpkin Guy, or whatever his name is, from the Return to Oz movie, because according to Tim Burton, that character was what inspired Jack Skellington initially. I didn't really end up using anything from that one, but I don't know, I guess I thought it might as well include it. I really wanted to play with the proportions and details a lot, I knew. Since the original design was kind of simple, trying to add in my love for details and extra-ness was a challenge. I tried out a more dramatic silhouette by making his chest bigger and his necktie and coattails more dramatic. I was really unsure how I wanted to draw his head. The skull he has from the movie is very stylized but very iconic, but very different from how I draw skulls. So like, if I was the designer of Jack, the round skull look is not one that I would have gone towards, probably. So, I made it into a style of a skull that I tend to draw more to make it more my style. I guess. I don't know if I'm making any sense here, but let's just go with it. When I was doing the line art, I thought for some reason it would be fun to fill in the dark spots with, like, hatching. That seemed like a really great idea at first, until I was hatching in that texture everywhere, only for, in the end, for it to be barely visible. It's fine, I will survive. At least I know the texture's there, and I've now told you guys, and you see the evidence before it's hidden away. Adding in more colors to the design was fun too, and I wanted to use like warmer tones. I love my warm tones, you guys should know this by now. So making the suit more of like a purpley brown, and the skeleton features more yellow, I think it gave it a cool color palette I'm really loving. I feel like my art is always at war with itself. I love drawing dark and spooky and creepy things, but I love color in my art way too much, meaning we just get colorful spooky, which is a vibe, I guess. Alright, and next up we have Sally. Not gonna lie, I think this is my favorite of all the drawings I did this week. Once again, I wasn't really sure how much I felt like I could even change, and if I even wanted to. For such an iconic characters like these, it's honestly so hard to imagine things any differently. So I kept it pretty true to the original, just a few small tweaks. I wanted to keep a mix of like softer and rounder shapes for her, much like in the movie, but also like interspersing with like some sharper edges that just kind of give her like a sense of unease almost, and make her look a little less human and just kind of like there's something a little off. I did end up adding a little corset belt thing to her dress. I don't know. I kind of liked how it looked, and it just added a bit more to the design and gave me that little bit more detail that I liked. Okay, but speaking of detail, adding all the little patterns and stitches to her dress was actually really fun. I've been trying to introduce pattern fabrics a lot more into my art lately, and this was a really fun way to do it. Drawing her dress actually made me a lot more inspired to work on this like scrap dress I've been wanting to make, like scrap skirt I've been wanting to make. I have so much old fabric from different projects and stuff that has so many different patterns and textures, and I thought it'd be really cool to like make a patchwork scrap skirt like thing, kind of like Sally's dress, just a little bit different because it's not gonna be Sally's dress, but similar vibe, I suppose. So I guess that might be coming in the future, assuming that I have the motivation to get out the sewing machine. I struggled a bit with her face. For these drawings, I really let myself play with proportions more. I really wanted to expand my style more and get more dramatic and stylized with my shapes, but I'm lazy, and the mental effort it takes to do that is more than what I usually have in store. But drawing these characters that already have very stylized and unique looks kind of gave me more freedom to explore my style and shapes, which was really fun. So yeah, proportions were a bit different, and especially because I wanted to keep like the iconic massive Sally eyes. For some reason, she turned out looking like Jenna Ortega for some reason. That was not intentional, but oh well, I'm not complaining. It works. Okay, and the colors, I am so happy with the color palette for this one. All of the hues are just the right amount of muted and bright for me, but also like giving like the creepy look I want. It's great. I love the colors on this. They make me way too happy. Also, I'm very happy with the rendering on her face. Rendering faces is either my favorite thing or my most hated thing, and I never know what it's going to be, but this one was really fun, and I count that as a win. And using the more like unconventional skin tone may have helped that. I don't know. Anyways, so happy with how Sally turned out. I love Sally so much, and I love my design for her. I think this turned out really well, and I'm very proud of it, because I think it's pretty. Anyways. Alright, and lastly, I wanted to draw Lock, Shock, and Barrel. They're those creepy-ass kids. I love them. I was not sure how these would turn out because the original designs from the movie were, like, way too basic and simple for my style, so I had to get, creative. We all know I love drawing trios, so I was up to the task. Firstly, I tried to establish what the most iconic parts of their designs were, and then from there I could add details and other elements and try to use like other people's drawings of them for inspiration. I see a lot of people drawing these guys more like teenagers, but I wanted to keep them as like little hellspawn children because I love that concept. I also played around with patterns a lot more with them too. I tried to focus on giving Shock, the middle one, like these like thin vertical stripes on her clothes. Lock got thicker horizontal stripes, and then Barrel got thick vertical stripes. This way, they're all visually tied together with stripes, but all visually distinct at the same time. Shock was definitely the easiest for me. The original design gave me a lot more room to like embellish and add details on her dress, but I basically had nothing to go off for Lock and just wasn't sure what I wanted to do with Barrel. The colors were tricky because I had to use red, green, purple, and blue, which is not a color palette I am used to or comfortable using. And then distributing the colors appropriately over all three of them to keep it like balanced was very difficult, especially since Lock is just red, which really like imbalanced the colors. But I think I made it work out in the end. I think it's cute. I just didn't know what to do, and I was trying to figure something out. It was really fun getting to revisit and redraw this movie. I remember when I was first watching this movie, it freaked me the fuck out. Like, this messed me up. I remember just being so disturbed by like, that bloody duck toy. But now I am grown and can appreciate the movie for the spooky vibes in the art. So yes, I had a lot of fun getting to draw it. And I also remember I watched Coraline a bit too young too, and that one also traumatized me. But that is a movie I actually love so much now, and drawing that before Christmas has filled me with the undeniable desire to make Coraline my next victim. So keep your eyes out for that. These are just two movies that scared me the most as a child, and I feel like it would be so much fun to come back to them now, and I can properly appreciate them and draw them. Because I love my spooky characters and traumatizing children's movies. Like, who doesn't? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun, and I'm finally glad to be back drawing after multiple weeks of barely being able to pick up a pen. But I think we're back. Maybe. We'll see. Feel free to tell me what you think about these designs, your favorite spooky movies, or what movies traumatized you as a child that you either still fear or have grown to love, I suppose. I love hearing the stories of people who grew up terrified of something only to grow up and be obsessed with said thing. I don't know, I think it's funny. Again, there's the link to my Discord server in the description where you can also suggest future ideas for videos, among other things. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be back next week. Ciao!